Welcome back to Anderson's Smoke Show. Today we are out at my all-new Char-Griller Gravity 980. We're gonna go over the features of this grill, we're gonna light it for the first time, and we're gonna do a burn-in procedure, so stick around and see how we do it. If you're new here, my name is Andrew and I'm an engineer, and everything you see here today is gonna be from the perspective of an engineer. I'll be thorough and to the point, and you're gonna get a good overview of what this Char-Griller Gravity 980 is all about. Let's get into it. So Char-Griller reached out to me about a month ago and they said, hey, we've got this new grill, the Gravity 980, and we think you'll love it. What do you think about reviewing it? And of course, my curious mind said, absolutely. So they sent this to me, we just got it put together. If you're looking for assembly instructions or wanna watch a video on how you put this together, I'll put a link right here, as I just did it myself and I documented it so that you could see it. So I'm pretty excited about this Char-Griller. I've got the Masterbuilt Gravity Series 560, and I loved that grill. I thought the charcoal, the technology, everything about it was cool. There have been times where I thought, this could have been done a little different or it could have been done a little better. But honestly, for the price point, I think the Gravity Series are a great grill. Now, when I talked to Char-Griller, they said that they put a lot of research and time into developing this grill, and they think that they have perfected the Gravity charcoal grill and smoker. So let's get into it and see if it'll live up to it. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with what a Gravity style smoker is about, I'm gonna tell you. There's gonna be a hopper. You load this hopper up with charcoal, and you can mix in some wood chunks as well. And you light it from the bottom, and there's a fan that blows through there, and it keeps air on the coals. Essentially, that is a variable speed fan, and the controller tells the fan, hey, we need more heat, let's bump that speed up, or hey, we're right about where we need to be, let's back it off until we need more. It's a very simple concept. Now, a lot of people worry about the charcoal burning through and getting too hot. The way this works is it burns from the bottom, and as that charcoal burns, it's replaced by fresh charcoal above it, and it just gets this constant gravity feed of charcoal. As the charcoal burns, there's an ash cleanout down here, and it's gonna fall into this pan and allow for easy cleanup. So let's talk about this grill. First of all, it's a tank. It's massive and it's heavy, and I love it. I also love that blue lid. It's just different. All my grills are black or stainless. Just needed a little variety in my life. And like I said, this grill is a tank. It has 980 total square inches of cooking surface, and that main bottom rack there, you're gonna get 680 square inches of cooking space. It's essentially 36 by 19 or 18 and a half, something along those lines, which is great. I'm gonna be able to load this thing up with food and entertain an entire crowd of people, and that's gonna be awesome. Now let's talk about that cooking surface. These grates, which there are 5 of them, are porcelain coated iron grates. The porcelain is gonna make for an easy cleanup, and with this size, you could put these in the sink, you could put them in the dishwasher, whatever it takes to clean them up the easiest. Another nice feature of this grill is that front shelf. I love having workspace so that I can set things down, a tray, so that when I'm taking the food off, I don't have to do some circus act while trying to hold it and balance it. It's great. The next thing that I wanna talk about is the heat deflector and this drip pan. This here is one of the biggest upgrades to the Masterbuilt Gravity Series that I can think of. When you've got a grill that can run upwards of 700 degrees, if you're not maintaining that grease properly, you're gonna have flare-ups, and that can cause a problem with your food and damage the grill itself. So this drip tray comes out easily, and you can clean it. It's also coated, so it should make for an easy cleanup as well. There's a large manifold down here at the bottom, and it's used basically as a channel to direct the heat and try and even it out. And this sits right on top of it. We also have this upper rack. Now, though it does make for some additional cooking surface, I'm really gonna use this more as like a warming rack, or when things are just about done and I wanna set them away from the heat, I'll set them up here. So let's talk about the controller. The controller on this Gravity 980 is a PID controller. Now you're probably asking yourself, what does that mean? Well, that's where the engineer in me kicks in. To simplify it, the PID controller is like cruise control. It's going to manage the speed or the temperature, in the case of this grill, effectively. So if you've got a lot of grounds to cover, so you just started it up and you set it to 500 degrees, it's gonna kick that variable speed fan up as high as it's gonna go until it starts to approach your set point of 500 degrees. Then the fan's gonna slowly back down so that you don't overshoot. That's gonna help keep us within that plus or minus 5 degrees Fahrenheit that Char-Griller claims that you can get with this grill. So enough talking about it, let's turn it on and talk about the features. So we got a power button, turns it on. We've got a set temperature button. You're gonna get a temperature range of 200 all the way up to 700. So you're gonna be able to do everything from a smoke to a sear and everything in between. We've got a timer, we've got probes, and we also have a turbo mode on the fan that's going to increase the output for when you need the fan to react a little more thoroughly. Included are 2 probe ports, but I believe they only give you 1 probe with it. I honestly set the packaging inside. I'll have to go look and see. To go along with the heat control on this grill, there is a damper in the back that allows you to open and close and anywhere in between and kind of help keep the smoke in and the heat in, or open it all the way up. Though when you close it, that's going to change the way the grill reacts a little bit, but if you really want that smoke or you really need that heat, you can close that up quite a bit and help keep it inside the chamber. Now you're probably telling yourself, hey, this guy's getting paid to say these nice things about the grill. As a matter of fact, I'm not getting paid. They sent me this to review, and that's the only part of the agreement. Other than the fact that I told them that I am honest, and if there's something that I have to say, and it may be a little constructive, I'm gonna say it, because I want my viewers to trust in what I say. Now, I'm gonna tell you right now, the power cord, and people have criticized me about me criticizing the power cord on the Masterbuilt. The power cord is definitely an upgrade to the Masterbuilt. And we're gonna go through and do an entire comparison between this and the 560. I don't want this video to become that. Now, the power cord, I think, works in terms of the gauge, but there's one thing that I wish they would have done. They should have put a port somewhere on the grill, probably on the back of this shelf, that you could have put the power cord in and snapped it in place. And if you were to trip on it, it would still come out, but it would be a little bit more secure. No big deal, we'll work around it. So I told you we're gonna do the initial burn-in. You might not know what that is because they don't actually put it in the instructions. So I'm gonna do this regardless of if they recommend it or not. Whenever you get a grill, it's gone through the manufacturing process. That means parts were cut on machines, they've used machining oil of some sort. They may have even sprayed it with a protective coating so that when it's sitting on a shelf or in transit, it doesn't rust. I can tell you that the Char-Griller doesn't seem greasy, but some of the grills that I've gotten are really oily on the inside. So it's always best to run it for an extended period of time. We're gonna do an hour and a half or 90 minutes today at about 350 degrees. And that's just gonna help burn off any contaminants that may be on the cooking surface or within this grill, so that it's safe to work with. Now, while we're doing that, we're going to do what they call seasoning of the grill. And we're about to light this up in just a moment. But to effectively season a grill, you wanna just get some spray canola oil, some cooking spray, and you just wanna coat the metal surfaces on the inside of the grill. Since I have the drip tray, since I have the grates out, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get in there with my spray canola oil, and I'm just gonna spray those metal surfaces down. And you don't have to get too crazy, but go ahead and coat the inside of your grill. We'll get that top rack. And I'm gonna put this heat deflector or drip tray back in. And now we're gonna spray the deflector here. And we'll place these racks and we'll spray these grates as well. All right, we're gonna go ahead and close this up. Let's get this thing fueled and get it lit. All right, so we're gonna fill the hopper today. I've just got an open bag of ridged charcoal. The hopper itself can hold up to 16 pounds of briquettes or 7 pounds a lump. So I'm just gonna empty this bag in here. I really don't care what kind of charcoal you use for this part, because essentially we're just looking for heat. Now that we've got charcoal in the hopper, we need to open this thing up for some airflow. So there is a door here. This is the fan cover door. We need to open this up and you'll see it just kind of drops down. You don't have to worry about anything else. We also want to open the ash clean out door. There is a damper here. We'll just pull this out. That's going to allow the air to go into the grill itself. And we want this back vent to be open all the way, which is how I've got it positioned now. So let's get this thing lit. So get yourself some good fire starters. Just make sure they're food safe. And if you don't have any, you can take a paper towel, kind of wad it up tightly and stuff it in here. But just down under here is actually a little tray where you put your fire starter and it holds it in place right under that bed of charcoal. I've got my butane torch, but why use a regular lighter when you got a torch? And just get up in here and get your fire starter going. Now give it about 3 to 5 minutes to allow that fire to transfer over to the hopper, and you'll be ready to turn this thing on. As you can see, we've got smoke billowing from the hopper. It is time to get it closed and get this grill fired up. Now, one thing to know is that there are limit switches on the door for the hopper and the ash clean out. Anytime you open the door, the grill will no longer run. Now, it'll still be turned on, but the fan itself will not be controlling the heat. So we got to close these. Then we're gonna come over to the controller and get it fired up. So we got that hopper lid closed, we got the ash clean out closed. Let's get this thing turned on. So press your power button, and then hit your temperature. We wanna do 350 degrees, so we're gonna turn this till we get there. And then we're gonna hit this turbo button because why not? And that just increases the throughput of that fan. Now we're gonna give this a few minutes. We're gonna watch that temperature increase and get that burn-in process started. All right, so there you have it. We've got this grill running. It's at 350 degrees. We're gonna give it 90 minutes and just let it do its burn-in, burn off any of those contaminants that might have been involved in making this grill. If you're interested in the Char-Griller Gravity 980 and you wanna see some awesome food made on this grill, then be sure to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time at Anderson Smoke Show.